Tributes have been paid to the 6 soldiers killed when their Warrior armoured vehicle was hit by an explosion in Afghanistan on Tuesday. The soldier from the 1st Battalion, the Duke of Lancaster's regiment, who died was Sergeant Nigel Coupe, who was 33. He was attached to 3 Yorks. The 5 soldiers who died with him from the 3rd Battalion the Yorkshire Regiment were Corporal Jake Hartley, Private Thomas Anthony Frampton, Private Daniel Wilford, all aged 20, together with Private Christopher Kershaw, who was 19, and Private Daniel Wilford, who was 21. Well, let's get the latest from James Hurst, who's in Camp Bastion.
Well, Kate, tonight, despite the fact that these men have been named officially, they are still listed as missing, believed killed. That is purely because formal identification procedures, which do have to meet certain legal standards, have not yet been completed. And because of the nature of this incident, those procedures may yet take some time. And because of all this, today we've not been given details of these 6 men's army careers. And we have not had the kind of tributes we would expect from their families and from their closest colleagues. We will get those tributes in time, but there have been personal tributes to each man today from the commanding officer of 3rd Battalion the Yorkshire Regiment, who's been speaking outside their barracks in Warminster.
Barely 48 hours ago, we heard the terrible news that 6 soldiers from the 3rd Battalion the Yorkshire Regiment were declared missing, believed killed, after their Warrior armoured vehicle was caught in an explosion in southern Afghanistan. As their commanding officer of this very tight-knit family regiment, I would like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to my incredibly brave men and to offer my deepest condolences to their families and to their many friends. Sergeant Nigel Coupe returned to us from the Armoured Training Centre Bovington, where he excelled as an instructor. He was proud to be a Lancashire soldier in a Yorkshire battalion. His technical prowess was unmatched. He was quite simply the best. Today, we have lost one of our brothers who led and mentored those above and below him with true humility. Corporal Jake Joseph Hartley was known as JJ to his friends. Fit, motivated, yet always understated, JJ was a top soldier. His rise through the ranks had been swift, and rightly so. He was a natural leader, as exemplified by his top position on the gruelling infantry section commander's battle course. He was a selfless, dedicated leader of men, and no doubt a future regimental sergeant major. Private Thomas Frampton was a fit and carefree soldier, and the life and soul of his platoon. A thoroughly likeable young man, Framps, as we knew him, could motivate and encourage the entire battalion with his cheekiness and smile. Behind his cheeky nature lay a truly dedicated soldier who was committed and brave, a true legend amongst his peers. Private Daniel Wilford had only recently joined this battalion, but in a very short period he made a real mark. It is to his great credit that he successfully completed his Warrior driving course so early in his career. In his spare time, Dan loved speed on wheels, and he had a real passion for motocross and superbikes. Private Christopher Kershaw was one of my fittest soldiers. Chris's natural love of the great outdoors shone through in everything he did. It was this passion, coupled with his drive to continuously develop himself, that made him stand out from his peers. A true Yorkshire warrior, Chris was marked out as a star of the future. Lastly, but certainly not least, I come to Private Daniel Wilford. He was the archetypal Yorkshire infantry soldier, quiet, unassuming, but with bags of character. Wilf, as he was known by us all, was happy-go-lucky and confident, and his smile would light up any room. Honest and dedicated, his friends and colleagues trusted and respected him. And so, this week, 6 of our brothers have fallen. It has been a sad day. But as their brother is in arms, we remain committed in our duty to continue with our mission. They would want nothing less. Our loss is very great today, but this, of course, is nothing when compared to the deep loss felt by their families and friends. Our thoughts and prayers are firmly with them today. Finally, I wish to thank the many well-wishers who have shown their support to us at this very difficult time.
Lieutenant Colonel Zach Stenning speaking at Battlesbury Barracks. Here in Helmand, flags were once again at half-mast this morning, but during the day they were raised back to full height. The focus for a few people here is on investigating this incident, but for most it is getting on with the mission. There will, though, be a further opportunity for personal reflection and tributes here in Camp Bastion. A customary vigil will be held once a date is set for the 6 fallen soldiers to return to the UK.